How cars would look like in 2050. Technologies are continuously evolving and being introduced into all spheres of our life, starting from small-scale home electronics and ending with space rockets. We can already start to witness how a huge number of ideas are turning into something real. Today we will look at the car industry, one of the most progressive spheres, and study what cars we will be using in 2050. It's time to get futuristic and realistic. Welcome to Limitless. We bring you some of the most mind-blowing videos on various topics, from science to entertainment. If it is interesting, we've got it covered. So subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to get entertained and informed with our daily amazing videos. Let's do some successful predictions how future cars would look like and what type of technology they would offer us. First of all, let's talk about driverless cars. More like a robotic car that is capable of sensing its environment and moving safely with either no human input, or it may have levels of driving automation. The Union of Concerned Scientists claim that these driverless vehicles would be capable of navigating public roadways and auto-drive through real-time traffic environments. Google recently gave us the glimpse of the future by introducing chauffeur technology. So, maybe in near 2050, we will be over our jitters, jumping into these cars and voice-activating our destinations. Taking it one step further, cars will be more like personal assistants that take you to work, then come back to take your kids to school, drops your in-laws off at the airport, and finally collecting you from work. In early 2050 versions of this car, we expect to have levels of automation like Level 1, hands off, Level 2, eyes off, Level 3, mind off, sleep, etc. Population is dramatically increasing of natural resources like gasoline and other petroleum fractions will ultimately run out one day. Considering this aspect in mind, fuel of the future is electricity. Tesla, Chevrolet, and BMW are on top of the list, which are working on the production of EVs. Let's see what they would have to offer in 2050. So what's next? This is the exciting part. We are also looking forward to 3D printed cars with self-fixing technology. This sounds like a joke, but in reality this would definitely be possible by the next 3 decades. A few motor companies have already proved this proof of concept by 3D printing a complete electric car. Within a few decades, we will not only be 3D printing custom-made car designs, but also printing replacement parts. Just imagine taking your car to a garage and rather than ordering the part you need, you yourself simply load up the printer with a template and within minutes, it's ready. Also imagine a full-fledged 3D printed car self-fixing itself and its parts. This sounds extra crazy, but believe me, 2050 is the horizon we are covering in the video. Let's talk about flying cars. Well, as we all know, the sky's the limit. Flying cars have been the stuff of science fiction for years, but now companies are starting to look at futuristic design options for these flying cars. By 2050, these flying cars will provide door-to-door transportation by both ground and air. Ordinary cars might not even exist. Let me share with you some breaking news. Slovakia-based company Aeromobile recently unveiled its concept for an autonomous flying car that could be used as an air taxi. Renderings of the Aeromobile 5.0 VTOL show a wheeled vehicle with 2 rotors on its folding wings and a rear-mounted propeller. The craft would take off and land vertically like a helicopter, while its wheels would allow it to operate on roads to provide passengers door-to-door service, or if bad weather makes it unsafe to fly. Speaking of flying cars, how can we forget EU's MyCopter project? The MyCopter project, as it's called, is a concerted attempt at addressing the congestion on modern roads and developing solutions in anticipation of the traffic situation in upcoming decades. The EU has brought together 6 institutes in a 4-year project to look at problems associated with personal aviation vehicles, PAVs. The issues that are to be dealt with include developing air traffic control systems, accident detection and prevention measures, as well as making operation of PAVs more akin to driving cars instead of flying a helicopter or plane with its multitude of dials and meters. The aim of the MyCopter project is not the development of another flying vehicle, according to researcher Dr. Henrik Bolthoff. The EU has assembled this project to address the resulting issues that arise from flying cars. There are plans to set up virtual corridors as well, that could be right above existing highways and have a ceiling of 50 meters up to keep PAVs below the range of other aircraft. Google's driverless cars have also bolstered hope in the solution to automate the flying process for PAVs, saving the trouble of teaching humans, who have associated steering wheels with driving, a new mode plane-like controls. So believe me or not, the future of these cars is just a few decades away. Do you have any mind-boggling questions that you would like answered? If yes, tell us in the comments section below and we will try to answer the most liked questions in our next videos. Or perhaps you've learned something new or interesting from this video. Then subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to get notified on such awesome videos regularly.